Wait a minute. We got to do video, Ripley. We're not going anywhere. What are you doing, honey? Huh? Are you excited? What are you excited about? What do you think? I don't know. Do you know? Huh? What do you want to do? Do you want to tell everybody about yourself? That you were manifested? I had an invisible dog named Ripley for 3 years. And then he came alive. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Say hi, I'm Ripley. He's really cute. Super smart. He's my little hero. And yeah, we're kind of helping each other, like I shared. Oops, got some serious sun flares behind me. So I wanted to try to get him in the video today. And he's always with me. Everything I do, I can't really do it. So I wanted to talk about how I ended up finding the Economic Ninja. I do a lot of research, a lot of lighting, sorry about that, and trying to figure out how to financially take care of myself. And it started about 2015 when I took out my, I was offered a payout of my pension from Rockwell, and I didn't know anything about finances, and I grew up, we didn't talk about money or wasn't ever taught anything about finances because it was kind of taboo. And, I realized, the older I get, the realize, I managed money and life with 3 kids by myself and worked. And so I guess I had a knack for figuring out stuff when things get really hard. So I wanted to take on the responsibility of my own finances, as scary as that sounded and still is in a way. I moved everything, I cashed it out and I put it in an IRA that it was self-directed. Didn't look back for 8 years because I was just busy, didn't know anything about self-direction or anything like that. And then the more I started to educate myself on a different wave of time with gold and silver and Bitcoin, because I didn't want to be irrelevant to where, as I could see things changing, I wanted to understand it. So at one point I started buying Bitcoin and just had it on a platform. Even though it was scary to me, I thought, I watched enough information and read enough about it to see that it wasn't going to go away. And I wanted to be part of it. And at the time it was 40-something thousand. So I remember, are you playing? That was a lot, but I started like with $1,000 or $50. And, for over about 5 years, I just kept putting money into it to where I had almost not one Bitcoin, but 0.1. And then when I was ready to move it off the platform and put it into a wallet, educate myself on how to do that, I was taking each step at a time because I couldn't afford to go to any classes or hire somebody to teach me. And so I was trying to learn it all by myself. And so I was last winter, I was, snowed in. And so I started to really figure out, okay, so I got to figure out a wallet and I have to figure out, the next step, because I wanted to start learning how to buy meme coins and, just NFTs and DF things and, all of those things that I just wanted to play with it, $5, whatever, just to learn it. And I finally got the nerve to move luckily it wasn't 100% of everything. I think I left $300 on the platform that I originally was buying it through, which wasn't a wallet or anything. And, it's too much. Anyway, so I put it into a wallet or another platform so that I could move to a wallet. And I did that. And then about a month or so later, I couldn't access my account. And I was really sick at the time, and I kept trying to go back on to figure out, my next step was I had moved everything into Coinbase, and then I moved it into the wallet, or just a couple things into the wallet. I wanted to leave everything in the one app until I learned how to manage the wallet, because I didn't want to be irresponsible. I, was trying to do everything right and follow all the, ones and twos, one step at a time. Granted, we learn as we go for sure. And I moved, or I had it in Coinbase, and then my account was locked on my computer. And so like for a couple days, and finally I thought, well, I have to call this number. And I had been doing a lot of research on, you know, the files that you have to put on your computer in order to link it to like an exchange and all these things. And I just didn't feel right about doing it because I didn't know enough. I knew that I wasn't ready for that. And when I called this number to get my thing unlocked, you know, Steve wasn't with the company. You guys know where this is going. You know, basically I was hacked, and within a short period of time, I went back on to my wallet, and everything I had put on it had been sent. All my Bitcoin, everything that I had been saving and working on for about 5 years. That was December 29th at the end of last year, so that's kind of how this year started. And then I just recently got the police report, and I couldn't go down and file a police report because it was too much snow. And then I did it online, and I just recently went to get the police report because I thought I got to try to, you know, recover at least the money. I'd rather have the Bitcoin, but apparently you don't get a choice, if anything. And my wallet's still being hacked. I just still don't know how to fix it. Anything that's in there is just like, it says I sent it. I don't send anything. I've never sent anything out of there. So I'm still working on that. It's very frustrating. So at this point, I find out after getting the police report, it was never investigated because I did it online, but I didn't know it. And then I looked at the report and the dates are wrong and they don't have all the information. So I'm frustrated again with like, okay, now what do I do? Now I have to learn or try to get a hold of somebody or refile the report. It just seems like everything just keeps going, you know, and I try to be due diligent, and I really, you know, try to do it right. But I realized, you know, as soon as that happened, I was devastated. And it pretty much put me in another state of like, I have had a really hard time studying or reading anything about Bitcoin since then, because I feel like, for what's the point? I lost it all, you know, and I don't know how to fix it. And at the same time, I'm, you know, watching the gold and silver and had invested in that. And, you know, and now I'm in a situation where, how do I get anywhere from here when everything is kind of tied up? But I'm grateful that I have, you know, some thing to work with. I just am trying to find out who understands my situation, because I haven't found a YouTube channel yet that has anybody in the situation that I'm in, that like, okay, so if I'm here, what would be the best thing to do before X, Y, and Z happens? And, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. So that's one of the reasons that I follow the Economic Ninjas. I just like education. Everything that I watch is about education, because it's fun to learn to empower yourself. And it did not come short of a lot of emotional stress, because it's breaking through beliefs that, you know, about myself. Like, am I smart enough to handle my own money? But the more I do research and the more that I dig into it, you can learn anything, and all the information's there. So, but it's just when you're having to learn everything about everything every time you start something, it gets a bit daunting. And that's why it's good to have channels that, you know, you can get support with and talk to people and learn from, so that, you know, we can better serve each other. But so that's kind of all I was going to say today. It's just been a lot of different struggles in trying to figure out the right thing to do. Not all the boxes get checked to be able to take the next step. And when there's not information out there on how to do that, it's challenging, because I'm ready and I want to do it. I have no idea who to talk to and who to ask, because if you don't have the money, you know, I wanted to invest in this real estate investment, and I couldn't find a lawyer to read the documents. My tax accountant wouldn't get back to me. So it feels like, you know, closed doors in a way. But then I'm like, maybe I'm not asking the right questions, or I'm not trying to ask the right people. But I only know a few people in my small circle, and that's why I reach out to these channels, so that I can learn. And after a while, you watch enough things and you start to see the threads of what makes sense and what feels right. So it's really kind of fun. And I want to explore more in that and expand on my life to where I can invest in things and grow and, you know, do things that you know, can help other people, or have that, be in a position, you know, so that there's more of me. And my dog wants to say goodbye, and he's upside down on the floor chewing up his toy. Hey, you want to say goodbye? Huh? Do you want to say goodbye? Say goodbye. Oh, your ear's flippy. What's going on there? Hi. Who's a good boy? You are? Are you a good boy? And the house is a mess. But so I hope any of that made sense. I did my best on that one, but I wanted to go a lot more into different things. But it's just trying to get it all out in a stream that makes sense without going too deep into too many other things. So thank you. We'll see you soon. Oh, this is video number 6.